everybody, it is Friday. And I don't care what team you follow. If you want to hop in, hop in. There's the link coming at you live and in charge. We got Bill T in the chat already. Good to see you, Bill. But I'm getting ready to add something because I'm tired of hearing it. Everybody talk shit. They says we're not going to be good. I added something today. When it comes to the NFC North, they can talk shit all they want, but for 2 years in a row, starting that year, we get to hear this.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Ricky Sakata in the house. That's right. We're live, large, and in charge. So, for those that want to know, I have the complete list of invite position and what school they're from for the rookie camp that starts this week. So if you want to know that, I'll go through it with you. Good morning, Matt Henry. Good morning, Brent. Kings of the North, absolutely. Eric Hallett, the second safety out of Pittsburgh from Cypress, Texas. Dalton Gilbert, linebacker, Northern Illinois from Detroit, Michigan. Isaac Ukwu, of course, is back. Kingsley Egukun is back. Isaac Tesla, out of the wide receiver out of Arkansas, we drafted Hudsonville, Michigan. Dominic Lovett from Belleville, Illinois, wide receiver. His number's 19, and Tesla's is 18. Nicholas, good afternoon, sir. Dan Jackson, safety out of Georgia, from Gainesville, Georgia. Hamid Hassanin, defensive line, number is 61, from Boise State, out of Cairo, Egypt. Kate Rutledge, from Rome, Georgia, out of the University of Georgia, number 69. Perfect. So I was reading off the Lions website. The Lions will not play in 2025, but 2026 is their likely for a game out of country. Yeah, because every other year, AFC host and NFC host. And I think next year the NFC host. So more than likely we're getting the Germany one because they're pushing for the Lions because of all the. It's actually more fans of St. Brown's father, John Brown, than it is of St. Brown. But because of John Brown, there's a lot of love for Mr. St. Brown. So I agree. I think that's what it will be. Because when I heard the list of them, I was like, yeah, we're not playing any of them. So where'd I leave off? Oh, yeah. Miles Frazier is 71. Offensive line, guard, 6'6", 317. He's 9 pounds heavier than Tate Rutledge out of LSU from Camden, New Jersey. Some Bears fans said we haven't won anything. I told them we are the Kings of the North. He said that doesn't mean anything. Well, they're just mad because they're not Kings of the North. They got to win it, what, twice? I'm just playing. Tyleek Williams' number is 78. Defensive line, 6'3", 334 pounds out of Ohio State from Manassas, Virginia. Excuse me. Kyle Robichaud, running back, 6 foot, 217 pounds out of Boston College from Columbus, Georgia. Ian Kennelly, safety, 6'2", 205 pounds out of Grand Valley State from Macomb, Michigan. Gavin Holmes, cornerback, 5'11", 185 out of Texas from New Orleans, Louisiana. Zach Horton, tight end out of Indiana from Roanoke, Virginia. Anthony Tyus, the third running back, 6'1", 226 out of Ohio University, out of Miami, Ohio. The Bobcat from Portage, Michigan. Mason Miller, guard, 6'7", 305 out of North Dakota State from Ada, Michigan. Leaf Batanu, center, 6'2", 315 out of Arizona State from Honolulu, Hawaii. Jacoby Keeney James, Number is 80. Wide receiver, 6'1", 195 out of UMass from Redlands, California. Jackson Meeks, wide receiver, number 83, nephew of Zadarius Smith, 6'2", 210 pounds. Syracuse, out of Phoenix City, Alabama. Caden Creekshorn, tight end, 6'5", 255 pounds out of Mississippi, Lake Orion, Michigan. And then here are the tryout players. Marion Brown, wide receiver, 5'8", 170 out of South Carolina from Tampa, Florida. Cole Snyder, quarterback, 6'2", 205, Eastern Michigan, Lakewood, New York. Malik Taylor, wide receiver, 6'1", 220, Ferris State from Flint, Michigan. Woohoo! I got to say Flint, Michigan about the Lions. That's pretty cool. Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. How's that? Isaiah Rutherford, cornerback, 6'1", 195 out of UMass from Sacramento, California. Tavin Montgomery, cornerback, 5'10", 185, 20, Central Connecticut State out of Baltimore, Maryland. Tyson Russell, cornerback, 5'11", 185 out of Vanderbilt, Plantation, Florida. Duke Shelley, cornerback, 5'9", 176 out of Kansas State, Tucker, Georgia. Naeem Muhammad, cornerback, 5'11", 224 pounds. Get back to where I can actually read it. 5'11", 224 years old, Kent State from Washington, D.C. That's Naeem Muhammad. Amir Hall, safety, 6'1", 205 from the University of Michigan, Baltimore, Maryland is where he hails from. Dwayne Martin, fullback. We actually got a fullback in the roster. He goes, so I get to say I'm proud of Jerry Jones for getting his head out of his ass and doing it, signing with George Pickens. I am now gearing towards they are talking Pickens. Yeah, I don't know if they'll get Watt. Watt just had that big, huge contract. He'd have to be restructured to fit under their cap space. So where was I at? Oh, fullback, 6'2", 260 pounds from Louisville, from Lawrence, South Carolina. Corey Settle, defensive line, 6'4", 278 out of Miami, Ohio. Jefferson City, Missouri. Corey Flagg Jr., linebacker, 5'10", 233 from Missouri, Houston, Texas. Travis Gibson, defensive line, 6'4", 263 from Tulsa, Cedar Hill, Texas. Malachi Langley, linebacker, 6'1", 236, Fresno State, Los Angeles, California. Keith Cooper was not a UDFA. He's a camp invite. And here he is, 6'5", 280 pounds. He's a defensive tackle from Houston, from Dickinson, Texas. Bryce Benhart, tackle, 6'9", 315, Nebraska, Lakeville, Minnesota. Raekwon Williams, defensive line, 6'4", 305, Michigan State from Chicago, Illinois. Brendan Fajoko, defensive line, 6'3", 300 pounds from LSU, Honolulu, Hawaii. And Luke Deal, tight end, 6'5", 259 pounds out of Auburn from Greenwood, South Carolina. And that is all of them. I see the little conversation between Brent and Bill about asking about fandom. I think Bill's a Patriot fan, if I remember right. That or a Lions fan. I can't remember. But either way, that's the complete list of everybody. And I think that's the longest of any UDFA and camp invite list I had leaked. Why all the rumors about Clowney? He was cut yesterday by the Panthers. He'll be a free agent as of 4 p.m. today. He has to go through waivers. So you don't even have to trade for him unless you just want to have him. I personally don't want him here. He's a cancer. He doesn't practice well. He's not a team player. He's missed almost as many games in his short career as Zion Williamson has for the Pelicans. Same reason why I don't want him. That's just a name to put asses in the seat. I agree, Ricky Scott. I have them fighting with the Jets for second place and the Miami taking last in the AFC East. Him and Davenport together. Yeah, I know. I said the same thing. What's up, Von Doom? Von Doom. Hop your ass in here, fucker. I'll put the link in our chat. Because I can do that. I have the power. Both Zion and Clowney are from South Carolina. Yeah, they have they drank the same water. That's why they're both as brittle as fuck. I'll email it, sir. Sent. Detroit fans are really weird. I saw Woodward start saying Pistons should trade Rod Holland, Jaden Navy, and Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren for Zion. Because they said it on the ticket last week. So, like Kyle was saying, I really see how I can. If he does really well and looks like he's got a good grasp of the playbook in the preseason, I think he's going to get a bulk of the snaps this preseason right now, trying him out. Broski with the mosky.
JB.
How's it going, brother?
It's going well, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic.
That's great, man.
You know why? Because for 2 years in a row, this happened.
The champ is here! The champ is here!
Is that you sitting outside Ford Field playing bucket drums or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Hey,
that's funny, man.
I've been a fan since since I was 5, but an official fan since 1982. I deserve to be able to puff my chest a little bit.
I hear you, man. Hey, I hear you, man. I've been a Bears fan since I was 7 years old. Yeah, so it's been a long time, man. We were speculating about the week 1 matchups, and who would be playing. Most likely, the Eagles will be hosting somebody week 1.
Right, and they predicted it would be us, and they already shot that down when they were talking about the Hall of Fame game with the director, with Goodell and the director of the Hall of Fame that day on the ticket. I actually listened. He goes, "Yeah, we can't do that. More than likely, that game will be the last game of the season. Detroit at Philly."
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking, it would make sense if it was Lions at Eagles.
Stage, my often absent co-host, Vaughn. Let's do it right. Von Doom.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How you doing, brother? Feeling any better yet?
Fuck no.
I know. Shoulders suck.
Yeah. Maybe it's not going to get better for a while.
Look, Brent remembers you.
How's it going, Brent?
Mr. Von Doom, I've never met you before.
Dan Leonard is a Giants fan. He's also the one that does all of the custom stuff. You've seen me here. One of the reasons I have that I'm on Raw, he actually did this custom Jay Jetta.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that was another.
Is
that a JB bobblehead?
No, So much better.
That's Amon-Ra St. Brown sitting on top of
I'm
his helmet.
joking.
I know. No, the JB bobblehead would look a lot like the other one from going to the home opener of Arizona coming to Detroit in 2018.
There you go.
I don't like calling it a Matt Stafford one. BD
What?
has talent.
Matt Stafford's the most talented quarterback you have ever had. Why are you going to hate on him?
He didn't win shit here. Lost every playoff game he got to, 3 of them.
You guys didn't put the teams around him, and you know that.
Oh no, there was one good team, and they the play calling fucked it up. That was coaching. You know that I'm right.
Yeah, there's one. But still, 1 year out of like damn near 20 because he's old.
There you go, Von Doom. You've been challenged. Broski
What?
said that's a great idea. Get me a JB bottle. Make me a JB bobblehead with the printer.
Yep.
Oh,
So I gotta fix
Dude,
my
can you bring up my
3D.
question for Broski about Caleb? Do you
There you
see
go.
Caleb breaking out of his sophomore slump and doing great this season? Yeah, I'm just in wait and see mode. I'm not making any predictions. I mean, I think the kid has talent, but it's also the Bears. Does that mean he's going to put it together? Does that mean Ben Johnson's going to be a good head coach?
Right.
We'll find out in a few months. But yeah, for now, I'm hoping he improves on last season. For sure.
He's gonna have the best season of any quarterback in the North. I'm calling it now.
Well, I'm going to push back a little. Ben Johnson, he's saying all the right things as your coach when I've seen the press. So, does he sound like a coach? Yes. But who did he learn how to sound like a coach from?
I think he sounds weird. I think he's saying a lot of weird shit. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Like, we'll see. Like, he wasn't my choice. I didn't want Ben Johnson. So,
I know.
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
But what I'm getting at is who said a bunch of weird shit that everybody made fun of him about?
Brad Holmes.
And Dan Campbell.
Not both of them.
Broski, so what do you think about Ryan Poles so far?
This is Brent. This is the good Brent.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Poles, like, he's lucky he has a job because I would have fired his ass.
I would have fired his ass with Everblues.
Well, I wouldn't even thought twice about it.
Come on, Broski. When the first time I called Matt Everlose was after the Washington game, and you said that's fucking great.
Yeah, and I call him Eberflush.
Yeah. I heard that Keenan Allen is meeting with Pittsburgh. I think they will bring in Keenan Allen, but Keenan Allen ended up being a 3 in Chicago, and I think he'd be a 3 behind Roman Wilson and DK Metcalf. I do.
Well, Keenan Allen plays slot, so he's a slot receiver now. So,
right.
I mean, I know they have Metcalf on the outside. I think they signed Robert Woods, and doesn't he play slot now also?
Robert Woods has moved to the slot but he switched up. He moved into the slot last year out of necessity because of the injury to Tank Dell.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Steelers signed Robert Woods, right? So they don't really need another old crusty slot.
But you know what? Keenan Allen had better production than Robert Woods, but Robert Woods had C.J. Stroud, the most sacked quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, maybe they signed Keenan Allen, but
they're going to sign Randall Cobb. Get it right.
Uh-huh.
No, nobody's resurrecting that corpse unless they got Aaron Rodgers. Come on, you know I'm right on that.
Yeah, I was glad you said that, though, man. Like, I've been telling people that for months. Like, I don't think there's any chance Rodgers goes to the Steelers. I don't care what the media says or all the rumors. Like, I know how the Steelers are. They're not going to give an inch. They're not going to give Rodgers any free wheeling and dealing, and they're not going to cater to him. So that's really why I don't think they're going to sign Rodgers.
That's the only place that makes sense right now.
Oh, yeah, there he goes. Joey Uso. I got to give him his music. because he's got the Super Bowl championship. That trumps our division championship.
The champ is here.
You an Eagles fan?
The champ.
There you go.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yuck. Fucking Eagles.
Old crusty slot. It sounds like a. It sounds like it sounds like a retired hooker from the bunny ranch.
Sounds like a Friday night when you're broke.
Yeah, he saw it. He ain't responding to it because he doesn't like born and bred, baby. He saw your question. He won't acknowledge it that Jared Goff has been the best QB in the North the last 2 years.
Jared
What
Goff's a
question?
bum.
What question? We got questions. Who's not acknowledging questions?
Von Doom, take that back. Jared Goff is the king of the North over any QB in the division right now.
I will not.
What's funny is both times that he's done it and was the best QB statistically in the North, Von Doom is like, God, I hate the fuck he is.
I hate that bastard.
I know you do. Tell him why.
Because he lost me lots of money.
Because you bet on a Super Bowl and 4 drops cost the game.
Hold on a second, call.
Yep, take your call. I like that one. That's an Eagles fan saying that. That makes me feel good. It's a fuck your feelings Friday. I'm not holding back today. He bet on the Rams and Goff to beat the Patriots in that Super Bowl. And the 4 drops that 2 of them, actually 3 of them were in the end zone and 1 should have been a touchdown. They should have ran away with that game. But it wasn't because of Goff, even though Mr. Von Doom thinks it is.
His bitch ass should have thrown a more catchable ball.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I don't understand why everybody still wonders why I hate Goff. My hatred for every player in sports, outside of Geno Smith, is primarily based around parlays and bets.
Yep. Yep. Yo, yeah. 100% we'll be doing that once the regular camps go. Not this coming Wednesday. It's going to be the schedule release, the reaction to the schedule. The following one is going to be the NFC and AFC South review. Well, it's because he looks like a poor man's Ryan Gosling. Get it right.
Sorry, I got. I had to take a quick call. Yeah, Goff. Yeah, Goff sucks.
Goff sucks, but the last 2 years he statistically has been the best QB in the league in the division.
Let's not say Goff sucks. Goff is a very average quarterback. With putting up some gaudy numbers lately. Who? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I hope he stays the Lions quarterback forever. Keep throwing him INTs, Jared.
But Von Doom knows, and he backed me up on it when we did the contract. If you look at the way that contract is, this is the last year. This is Super Bowl or bust for Goff. Ask him.
Yep. This is out year.
Because next year it saves money to cut him instead of paying him $69 million. So if he gets us there, he'll be restructured to probably a 4-year contract, and then you might see Hendon Hooker or anybody else go on the trade block. If he doesn't, you're going to see Hendon Hooker next year.
I would trade him right now while he's got value.
I know you would, but what value does he have? Because he hasn't taken but 3 snaps in a regular game.
Oh, I'm talking about Goff.
Oh.
The Steelers would take him, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised the Lions didn't draft a quarterback. Not in the first round, but maybe like second or third round, honestly.
I told everybody because they just said before the draft, Hendon Hooker is our backup. Kyle Allen is his competition.
They should have drafted Shedeur in round 4.
Oh, shut your whore mouth.
I mean, I don't think Hooker's anything. I think he's terrible.
I disagree with that.
Hooker led the Heisman race. What, 4 weeks after his injury? Still,
It was still bad.
Hooker played at Tennessee.
yeah.
Tennessee quarterbacks and wide receivers don't amount to a hill of beans in the NFL.
Peyton Manning.
In stereo.
Yeah, I mean it's one. You know what I mean? One quarterback ever. I'm saying like the last this millennium. Go take a look. Go pull up all the quarterbacks and wide receivers. It's an amazing. First of all, it's a very long list. I'm surprised how long the list is. Second of all, there's no good players on it.
Joey Uso's right. The Giants would take off. I mean, they'll take anyone at this point. They gave Russell the muscle a chance.
Nope, I'm pretty sure we're good right now.
Broski, look at the stats between Jared Goff and Matt Stafford. When he was Lions, Goff has better numbers as a Lions QB, so you can't tell me that Goff sucks.
Yeah. Guess what? Stafford has that Goff doesn't.
I know, but that wasn't with the Lions.
No, it was with the team that Goff couldn't win one with.
It's with the team they traded Goff for.
Hey,
yeah.
But at the same time,
I mean,
what did it take mid-season to get them to that point? Because they had just lost the division lead at the trade deadline. Remember that?
Von Miller,
Leonard Floyd, and OBJ.
Oh, well, you know what? Because their GM did what your GM should have done and addressed the needs of trade deadline and got the damn ring, right?
We did address the need at trade deadline. We didn't.
No, come on. Let's be real. That was not addressing the need. That was a Band-Aid.
It was addressing the need at the time for the compensation he wanted to give up because he'd rather trade for a move up in the draft than trade for a player.
Well, okay. Now, how about we got hindsight here? Would you have given up more then to go get, say, a TJ Watt or a Myles Garrett than deal with the people you got in the draft? Because I would have. 100% I would have.
No.
I would have traded your entire draft for either one of them.
Where the hell is Kyle at? I don't know. Haven't seen him. Apparently, Dan Campbell sees something in good. And look who it is. It's Smoking Dad. Hey, Dad.
Reese Hoskins. JB, did you see that card I hit yesterday?
Yeah. Nice hit, brother.
That Jesus made? That's $1,000 card off a $30 freaking spot. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, you loved it.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna sell it too, aren't you?
It'll be here tomorrow. It'll be gone tomorrow night.
You already got the label made. You're just waiting for it to get there, don't you?
Pretty much. I've got a tentative deal in place for $1,000 on it.
Nice. Get your money. You need it right now.
See? And he's a Brewer, so I have no faith in him being a superstar.
He isn't even 30 right now. I think he's going to be 27, 28 this year. Excuse me. He was 26 when we got him. He was 25 turning 26 when he got him. So 25, 26, 27, 28. Yep.
So he's, so in reality, he's basically Ryan Tannehill.
Hasn't started yet, so can't say that.
Oh, I'm talking about being old as fuck coming into getting the starting position.
No, Ryan Tannehill wasn't old as fuck when he went to Miami.
He was still older. What was that other dude? Brandon Weeden. Was it Weeden that was the old one?
Yeah,
Brandon Weeden.
Yeah, Brandon Weeden was the one that came into the league at 28 as a rookie.
Yeah, he played pro baseball first, right?
He played professional baseball out of high school, had something happen where he got injured, then went to college at 22 and was a walk-on and became a starting quarterback and got a full ride.
Excuse me.
Joseph Austin in the chat. Good to see you. He was the Tennessee quarterback that and then went on to play somewhere else. Yep. Hey, Joseph. But got drafted by who? The Browns.
Where quarterbacks go to die.
So let's face it, Shador and Dylan Gabriel won't be shit for the fucking Browns.
If the Browns had a different owner, I think that team would be so much better right now because I actually believe in Kevin Stefanski.
If they had a better GM, the only thing that their assistant GM can do right is the same thing he did right for Detroit. The bad part is he's picking in more injury-prone ones than Detroit ever did, and that's Bob Quinn.
Yeah, and they had a chance or two to rectify their quarterback situation, and they really haven't done that. So they've wasted a couple opportunities to do that.
How many QBs were also drafted in the major league? Well, let's put it this way: the Tigers drafted a Super Bowl winner before the Lions did at quarterback.
Mahomes?
Yep, Patrick Mahomes. John Elway was drafted by the Yankees. Drew Henson by the Yankees. Deion Sanders was drafted. Bo Jackson was drafted.
Kyler Murray was drafted.
Russell Wilson, right?
But Russell Wilson was also drafted, but turned it down to go to the NFL. He was drafted his second year of college, if I remember right. Remember, Russell Wilson wasn't a 4-year starter when he wasn't it Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
He transferred in his senior year there. I have the feeling Dylan Gabriel will make Shador Sanders look like Shapupu because Shador Sanders can't play against a good defense.
I don't know about all that because he's never had an offensive line and he's never had a running game. Shador put up great freaking numbers without either of those. So we'll see. Maybe getting away from his dad is what he needs, honestly.
Did you guys know Tom Brady was drafted by baseball?
Yeah. By the Expos.
Damn. Jameis Winston was drafted.
Yep.
Matt Castle was drafted.
I think it's about 30% of the quarterbacks that's been in the league since Elway has been drafted as pitchers or fielders or whatever in baseball. I think at least 30% of them.
Wide receiver Eric Decker was drafted. Golden Tate was drafted. Both those guys played on the Lions at some point, right?
Nope.
Yeah, Brandon Whedon, Dante Culpepper.
JB, do you remember the year Kyler Murray got drafted?
Yeah.
Where there was all that swirl around that he was going to be the first player ever to get drafted 1 overall in both sports?
Yeah, I remember that. QB is tough to figure. Accuracy is the first trait. I personally think Shador is going to be good. No offensive line. Dude never had a running game. Oh, God. I just don't understand the defense of that bum. I think he's an idiot. I think he's arrogant. I think he's cocky. I think he's way too full of himself, and he's going to fall apart the first time he gets hit.
Everything but the
pass race.
Hey, he got his ass handed to him. Got beat up all the time to that offensive line, man. I will say that. He can stand in the pocket. He'll take the hit. He's definitely arrogant, but that's how he was raised. But, like, physically, he's not a bad quarterback. And his accuracy was pretty damn good. He just needs to be humbled. And I honestly don't feel that his skills at all are the reason he fell as far as he did.
Yeah, see, I disagree with that. I don't think he really has the best physical skills. I don't think he has the best arm. I think he folds under pressure pretty much. Like, he took a ton of sacks at Colorado. Just not good with pressure, really, in general. So, I mean, I definitely think there were some, limitations, I guess, that it really are going to hold him back in the NFL. On top of the fact that, he was like playing Madden during some of his interviews and, just being a complete, just smacked ass during every interview. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much I see in Shador that if you owned a football a franchise, you'd be like, oh yeah, I want him to lead my franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Shador,
remember?
I like your dollar sign medallion that takes up half your chest. Yeah, I like the way you grew up privileged, but that you try to sound like you're super thug junior from the ghetto. Like, yeah, no, I'll pass on that guy.
Amen. It's what I hated about him. That, and when you hear Bill Polian say he was the worst rookie interview he's done in over 10 years since he retired as a GM of the Colts.
Yeah, I really think it's all about Shador, and I don't think it's like, oh, his dad was his agent, they didn't want to deal with Dion. No, they could just they could just keep him out of the facility or the property. Like I think NFL teams, I don't think that's the issue. I think it was literally all on Shador, and it's all about how your skills translate to the NFL. That's the first thing. It's not about how well you did in college. Which there was questions about that, and then you add on top of that he's just a complete and total. I don't know what you want to call him, but he just an ass. Like, yeah, like I kind of get it. Honestly, I think it was all media hype why he was predicted to go in the first round. So we'll see how it turns out. You never know. But that other pick, Dylan Gabriel, I mean, what a shitty pick that was too. Like, I mean, guys, like you swung and missed on two QBs right there. I don't understand either pick.
I don't think they swung and missed on either one of them, honestly. I think both of them could be comparable backups and possible freaking starters. Not right away. Shador definitely needs to just get rid of the attitude. That was his biggest issue. His physical, his play, none of that was his issue. Just his fucking attitude and entitlement is the reason why he dropped. Go back and watch his college season, his whole college career. The dude averaged like 75% completion percentage and 4,000 yards a season
I
without
mean,
ever having an offensive
he
line or
played in the
running game.
Big 12. Like the Big 12 is known for no defense being played, and anytime he played a real defense, he didn't do that well. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really going to get in a back and forth about Shador. I'm kind of just tired of talking about him. But Dylan Gabriel, I mean, 5'11", 200 pounds, or lefty quarterback. Like, I don't really see him amounting to a whole lot in the NFL unless he changes position.
Well, yeah, yeah, he's tiny, but you know what? He would at one times of his fucking career in college, he looked like he was going to be the best quarterback in college.
Well, he played
Oh,
like
that's
7 years. He played like 7 years in college. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he
So did
was
Bo
literally
Nix.
Yeah, but Bo Nix is actually like a real quarterback. You know what I mean? He's a little bit taller, has a better arm. He's not kind of like a gadget, gimmicky player. But
my
hey,
question to
we'll see.
Broski.
You know,
My question to Broski about Jerry Jones when everybody's done ranting.
what's that? What's that question?
I got to look it up.
Question of Bruce. Let's
No,
see. What do you say?
scrolling through it. Go ahead, Bill. Put your question in for Broski because I can't find it right now.
Yeah, I can't find it either.
Every now and then, YouTube, if it has a certain keyword, won't even let it show up on our feed for the chat. And it's nothing you did wrong. It's just they're fucking stupid. For lack of a better word to say it. But it's funny that Shador didn't get drafted until he fired his dad as agent on day 3.
Yeah, but it was already going into day 3, though. That's the whole thing, too, though. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
I don't know if I could really tie those together. Like,
I think that was part of the reason why he fell is nobody wanted the circus sideshow of dad agent on the slot sideline.
Yep.
yeah, but I mean, even look at the draft. They had his own, like, hey, Shador's not at the draft. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he's at home in his recording studio, and they showed like his couch with his like graffitied wall behind it with his little Shador S $signs everywhere. It's like, really, that's who you want to be the quarterback for your team? Like, get out of here. Get out of here with that. Go. All right. I don't see. Yeah, Bill T, type your question again.
Yes, please. I looked through and I didn't see it either. Fantastic. And we got Devendra Galar. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, Devendra. How are you?
George Pickens deal. Full set of them made a good signing. Supposedly talking to TJ Watt. I mean, I think the Pickens trade was a good trade for both teams, honestly. Like, I think he needed a new scene. Pittsburgh got a 3rd round for him. Dallas got a receiver with a ton of talent, honestly. Big play potential, or big play ability. So honestly, I think that was a good trade for both. That was a good trade for both teams, in my opinion.
All right, bro. Brent has to leave, so I'm going to do them early. I'm not ending the show, guys. But we're going to start at the top and work our way down. Of our favorite sponsors, Von Doom, the Vikings can get skull fucked. FTP! Say it, Von Doom.
Fuck the Packies.
And of course, fuck the Bears.
I don't like the Bears, though.
Hey.
JB, that's just funny, man. That's funny. As far as the Cowgirls trading for TJ Watt, yeah, I don't see that happening. I really don't. I don't know.
Really a rumor that's going around right now?
I think it's a Dallas fan created rumor. You know what I mean? I think Cowgirls fans just sat around and.
I'll push back on this a little bit, Ricky Saccott. Baker didn't get cocky until he was drafted. Shador was cocky all the way through. There's a big difference there. Once you're drafted 1 overall, you have the right to get cocky.
I really wish Baker would have went to the Giants that year instead of us taking Barkley.
Right. I think
way
better off.
Yeah. Like, Baker wasn't like acting like he was Tupac Jr. Baker he didn't own 3 Bentleys while he was in college. Baker wasn't walking around with a freaking medallion that took up half his chest.
He would have been if they would have had NIL back then.
But they didn't.
But they didn't, and it didn't happen. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to stay with what actually happened. And then that's what happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't buy that at all. Like, Baker's cocky. I mean, well, here's the thing too. So if you're going to compare him to somebody, I mean, I would almost compare him to like Johnny Manziel or something. How'd it work out with Johnny Manziel? Because Johnny Manziel was a cocky SOB the whole time.
But there's a difference, though. Johnny Manziel just didn't study and was a cokehead. There's a big difference.
No, but he was
way more physical. Yes, but he was also way more physically talented than most quarterbacks we've seen since him.
Oh, if you're talking about that, that's different. I'm talking about prior to the draft, Baker didn't act like Shador.
Yeah, I mean,
the better analogy is Johnny Manziel and the way he acted up to the draft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Baker wasn't like being a complete smacked ass during like the combine interviews and stuff. Johnny Manziel, from what I recall, like kind of was, if I'm not mistaken, or at least there were like enough red flags to be like, okay, this guy is a punk, which he was.
You know the thing though, if fucking Shador wouldn't have freaking came in ill prepared for that last visit with the Giants would have took him in round 1. But he got all fucking snippy when they freaking gave him shit about not being prepared for the questioning.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Because our GM wanted him more than Jackson Dart. The coach wanted Jackson Dart. If anything, you know what though? It would have sold jerseys. It would have made them money. That's all. Might not have won, but would have sold jerseys.
But Broski, I am afraid for George Pickens in the Dallas locker room because Pickens has a pissy attitude along with CeeDee Lamb is the same way. Both of them will be bad. That is my only thing I will push back on it working out. And Baker became a good QB, and Johnny Manziel is what? In suicide awareness still.
Yeah, I was gonna say in and out of rehab.
Oh, okay. I still like to hang out with Johnny Manziel. I think it'd be fucking fun.
I don't think so now. I think if it had been right after he got out of college, 100%. I fucking love Johnny Football. There's a great doc. Yeah, I know. I watched him.
Yo. So here, you know who Johnny Manziel is? He is the
Right.
Josh Hamilton of the NFL.
Yeah, no, you can't even say that because Josh Hamilton had success.
Well, yeah, because he had a comeback.
Right. I actually seen the Johnny Manziel documentary, and he was out partying the night before with a bunch of celebrities and showed up at his draft combine drunk and having come in sympathy. Yeah, I remember.
Wasn't there one story where like he was literally like in Vegas the night before and like had to fly out that morning to whatever
Yes.
city he was supposed to be like starting quarterback for that day?
Yeah.
Hey,
No
man, it works for
overseas
Dennis
game this
Rodman.
season. The word is the Lions will not be getting an overseas game this season because the opponents from the AFC that have home field advantage do not line up with the Lions schedule. I think the one that more than likely is a given is going to be Green Bay at Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh is hosting. I think that's going to be an overseas game.
Vikings are overseas from what I was reading.
Yeah, because their schedule lines up with one of the second place teams that's hosting one.
Yeah, I was gonna say for like Bill T's comment about Pickens on the Cowboys. Isn't this this is a contract year now for Pickens? Isn't it year 4 of his rookie deal?
Yep.
So really, I mean, it's going to benefit Pickens if he really just focuses on football and then balls out so he can get paid. So personally, and Dak is a veteran quarterback as well. So I'm not really as concerned about Pickens popping off in Dallas.
I am because we've seen it before where diva wide receivers go to another place and get even worse.
I mean, I'm not ruling it out. I'm just saying, I could see it. Maybe he reins it in, but maybe he doesn't.
Jeremy, you should get a Blue Yeti microphone by you and Ken the Bearfin. I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, Bill T. I don't think they drafted Loveland at 10 overall to not start him. And let's just say maybe even the first couple games, if he doesn't necessarily start, like he's gonna be on the field a lot. I'll tell you that.
Doc Ellis threw a no hitter on LSD. Daryl Strawberry threw no played his entire career on coke.
That whole team, holy crap, man!
Yeah, I know.
Keith Hernandez, like seriously, Keith Hernandez. Wow, like
Keith Hernandez. Who was the pitcher?
Dwight Gooden.
Dwight Gooden. Yeah.
Holy God, all those guys, man. Like
half that team was on coke, the other half was on roids.
It was like Mookie. What was it Mookie Wilson and Gary Carter and
yeah, Mookie Wilson.
Lenny
Carter,
wasn't Lenny Dykstra on that team?
Lenny Dykstra.
Jeez. I'm talking like an 8 ball session per person right there.
Right. Who is Mr. Von's team? Mr. Von Doom's team he loves. It is the Giants. He is a Giants lover and a Detroit hater.
I am not a Detroit hater.
A little bit. Towards the fans.
Oh, yeah, it's because the Lions fans became the Cowboys of the North.
I agree with the assessment, but I wouldn't compare him to Kelsey. Do you want to know what I think he is? He is what everybody wanted Mercedes Lewis to be coming out of college. Do you remember Mercedes Lewis had a good, long career, but yet he never really reached that next level? I think Loveland has the chance to reach that next level if he hits his potential. If he doesn't, Mercedes Lewis will be his long-term career. He's a Saquon hater.
That is fucking false as hell.
No, he literally said when Saquon went to Philly, they just got a Super Bowl.
Yep. I love Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
We did nothing good for that man.
Dude, that was so depressing when that happened, man. I was because I mean I'm a Bears fan, but like I grew up in the Philly area like most of my life growing up. So like the team I dislike the most is the Eagles. And
Me too.
And my goodness, like I'm a Penn State fan also. So like I really try to root for the Penn State players in the NFL. When Barkley went to the Eagles, I was like, oh, because I love Barkley, and I knew he was probably what the Eagles needed to make a run, and they ended up winning it. So
news out of
yep.
Lions, breaking news out of Lions camp. Malik Williams left rookie minicamp early. The Lions are taking it easy on him, and it isn't injury related. He has something personal going on in his life, and he's just wore out from the long season and doing the national championship run with Ohio State.
I'm sorry, who's this?
Our first round pick, Malik Williams.
Ah.
So the fact that they're doing kid builds at mini camp with him already shows that I'm probably right. He's probably the starter next to Reeder because you can't trust Roy Lopez.
Yeah, I mean he's got way more talent than Roy Lopez, and you know what I said. I said I think there's actually a chance all three of those guys you drafted for the trenches all end up starting as rookies, which would be unusual for the Lions, but I don't know. I think it's a new season. You have new players, so the Lions saying Mahogany's the starter in April doesn't necessarily mean when week one's here that he's going to be the starter. Ratledge and Frazier, man, those guys are studs, man. They're ready to start players, I think, and I think they both might be better than Mahogany and Glasgow at this point.
But it goes to show, as soon as that trade was made, when Atlanta traded up with Minnesota and they took James Pierce, that was the last edge they wanted. And they said, screw it, we'll just take Malik Williams because we got to have somebody replace Aleem for 9 weeks. Possibly.
Yeah, no, I mean he's going to be a fixture on your D line for years, I'm sure.
He goes, I don't know. Look what the Lions did. Yeah, amen. He goes, Joey, so you have no room to talk. Jihad Campbell draft pick. He will never play this season. He is rumored the earliest he will be back is like the week before Christmas, and that's everything. Everything goes right with his labrum surgery that he had in March in the rehab.
Yeah, but if I'm the Eagles, like they don't really need him this year. Like you could just have him basically pupless the whole season.
They lost starters in the linebacker room. I got that straight from NFL.com, Joey. Jihad Campbell had torn labrum surgery back in March, and the earliest he'll return is the week before Christmas.
Yep. That's what I need to have.
Right. That's what I should have had 5 years ago, but I didn't. So I got shoulder issues for life now.
Yep. Oh, on a side note, Bryce Harper and then the Dodgers can both kiss my ass today. They ruined parlays yesterday.
Well, I want to say thank you to both of you for being on today. Yeah, but you guys run that modified 3-4 where you go with the 4-man front, then you go with the 3-4 front.
I think the Eagles pretty much run don't they run like a 4-2, 4-2-5, right?
They run a 4-2, a 3-4, and a 4-3. They modify it. It's just like what we're doing here, except we're going to start more at the 4-3 now with the loss of Aaron Glenn because Kelvin Shepard was a 4-3 guy as a linebacker when he played, and he knows that playbook better, and he's going to incorporate the better plays from the 4-2-5 we were running.
Yeah, good. Always good talking to you, JB. Good to speak with you too, Mr. Von Doom.
It was nice speaking with you, broski.
And
I love talking to Broski because now when he's not talking crap with the fans in the chat, he's actually an intelligent football guy.
oh
Did you
yeah,
just
man.
say something nice about a Bears fan?
Yes, I did.
Holy shit! It's gonna snow.
They just released that like a week ago on NFL.com site, Joey. He won't be back till the week before Christmas at the earliest. He had to have torn labrum surgery. It had to be reattached. His shoulder was completely detached in the playoffs. That's why he went out in the third quarter, if I remember right, when they lost. Wasn't it the third quarter of that game?
I do not recall.
Does that sound right to you, Broski?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
In the playoffs when Georgia lost, didn't Jihad Campbell go out with the shoulder injury?
Ooh,
It was the
I
third
don't
quarter.
recall.
I think it was the third quarter. He walked off, but he was holding his arm. And everybody said, God, I hope it's just a stinger.
Yeah, but like I said, you can always find a linebacker to fill in here or there for the season. Like, if I'm the Eagles, I'm just saying, hey, get better. We'll see you next year, son.
Yeah,
have a season on the pup list.
Exactly. Put him on the pup list. Push his contract back an entire year. You got a rookie to start the following season, and you still got 5 years of contract left.
Exactly. But
They got
all right,
Zach Baldwin
dudes,
and they got
I'm gonna drop.
Nolan Smith. They're good.
It's been good. You guys
All right,
take care.
guys, have a blessed day. And as I always say, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Thank you, Broski Bear. Thanks, Mon Doom. And everybody in the chat. We are
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.